How y'all doing? How you doing? How you do? How you doing? What up? Yeah, welcome to another episode of One Billion Brave. I'm hyped. Can y'all tell? Can y'all tell that I'm hyped? Y'all know why I'm hyped because I had my V8 energy drink, so I'm on a 13. But y'all already knew that though. Welcome to another episode of One Billion Brave. Y'all good? Y'all straight? How y'all living? Cool. I'm your host, Domo Jones. For the new people, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. Chill, relax. We got stuff to talk about today, tonight, this evening. First of all, not my sinuses acting up before the show start. Get it together, all right? For the old timers, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all living? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Okay, so, I figure it out. Figure it out what we doing. Because you messing up my flow. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the house rules. No profanity. Y'all know. Y'all know. There's so many words in the dictionary. Like, what? You know we about to use and join all of them. And that's a word in the dictionary. All of them. Next, no bashing of gender, race, religion, or politics. Now, y'all know we kinfolk, right? Y'all know we kinfolk, cuzzo, auntie, uncle. Y'all all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. What they gonna do? Who gonna come for me? Boo. Exactly. Also, this show is about the disabled community. 1 Billion Brave represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability or medical condition. So this show brings awareness, insight, information. I said it right this time. Not informative. Information and just a sense of understanding of how people break the stigma beyond their condition. I'm telling y'all this. Get you one of us in your circle because we're dope. Don't get you one of me in your circle. Get you one of us in your circle, and you'll thank me later. So I'm gonna say you're welcome now. All right. Also, this is one of the most important things. We do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. Y'all thought we don't? What? Because we do. Jesus Christ is the main thing, so we're gonna keep him the main thing on this here show. Is all I'm saying. The guy is pretty dope. I tried him and I know him. Is all I'm saying. Also, this is the most important house rule. Y'all got your good ear on? Cool. This is the very first show that has a disability hostess that has guests with disabilities or medical conditions or essential caregivers. What? Lady O. Tyler Perry. I'm coming to the house. I am coming to the house, so just be prepared. Just leave the light on and leave the door unlocked because I'm coming to the crib. Lady O, I'm coming to the house first. Y'all already know all I want is some fruit snacks and a green tea Arizona. Like, I don't even need a lot. You feel me? You probably got the plug with Mott's, and I just want about 2 or 3 packs. That's it. And then I'm straight. That's it. Or we can even go to the doggone Dollar Tree and hook it up real quick. I ain't trying to take your money. You feel me? And then I'm gonna hop on across the street, across the way to Tyler Perry Studios, because he probably gonna be in one of his little stews. And then we're gonna chop it up over there. You feel me? You feel me? That was so good. You feel me? You feel me? We're gonna chop it up over there real quick. And then we're gonna get things going. Tyler Perry, all I'm asking, I don't want a lot. All I'm asking is for some string cheese. Some string cheese, that's it. And maybe like a little Gatorade. That's it. Like nothing too major. Nothing too major because we're gonna do more talking than chewing. You feel me? That's it. So Lady O and Tyler Perry, I'm introducing myself now. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all great? Great. Awesome. So let's talk about the business. The business. You feel me? All right then. Thank y'all for listening to the house rules. I do appreciate it. Now, let's get into the Braveheart for this week. Gabe, lay it on me. One time for the one time. Who the brave part? Who the oh shoot. At Tay is loved. Okay, listen. Ain't she dope? Ain't she dope? She has endometriosis. And her name is Taylor. Can y'all tell? Tay is loved. Because she is. This pretty young girl is loved and she's dope. She's still doing major things in a small way, big things in a small things in a big way, big thing. Y'all get it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She's doing major things in a small world. There we go. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Appreciate it. She's doing major things, and that's all that matters. Tay is loved. We appreciate you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for representing your disability and not being ashamed of it. You dope. Like, keep doing what you're doing, because shine bright, shine far. Don't be shy. Be a star where you live, where you are. Be a star. Y'all remember Life Size? That was the song. That was the. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't a song. I low-key want that song on my playlist because Tyra Banks killed that song. Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan murdered that song. Like, that's a whole jam. It is. Thank you, Disney Channel. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get into the I'm sick of it. Gabe, lay it on me real quick. One time for the one time. Oh shoot. What to say? Me trying to explain to my friends why I can't hang out. Listen. Woo, let me tell you, it's a hard not life for us. Sometimes, how do we explain that we're not sleepy but we're tired? Or we went to the store and our body's like, girl, you ain't doing nothing else. How in the world? Hi, grandma, I love you. How? How do you explain my body shut down from doing nothing? Like, how do you explain that? You feel me? Ugh. It's always so here's the thing. That's what I say. That's always my start off. So here's the thing. Gabe, I'm sick of it. Oh, we still on, I'm sick of it, huh? You're right. So here's the thing. And then I just gotta, that's it. What up, Naya? Hey friend. Hey girl, love you. Alright, so I gotta tell y'all, Life of Domo. I just added this, Gabe, but yeah, Life of Domo. All right, so today's the 27th. My birthday is in 3 days, Jake. What? My birthday's in 3 days, and I'm about to be 35. What? Why am I about to be 35? Like, that's wild, huh? We getting up there. Y'all getting up there. I'm just trying to catch up. Y'all getting up there. I'm just trying to catch up. That's all. All right, so my birthday is on Sunday, and I'm super grateful that I am, and I will be, God willing, able to see my 35th birthday, because I wasn't supposed to live past 9. So you see how God be working. His math do be mathing. Is all I'm saying. Also, on my birthday, I decided to have my book out. Any plans? I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you right now. I'm about to tell you now. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. My book, because this is how I get down with the get down. My book. Y'all see it? What? Early one Sunday morning. Okay, yeah. Sorry. That was a Domo thing, for real, for real. Early one Sunday morning is my 4th book, and it will be out on my birthday. What? God is so amazing. Okay, so let me tell you the scary part about this whole situation. My bad. The whole doggone camera just shook. What? Okay, so the scariest thing about this whole situation is I am doing my very first book signing of all from books on Sunday on my birthday. I am nervous as all get out. I don't even think I understand how nervous I am. I am nervous in a mug. And I know the contradiction and the contradictory comment that I'm going to get is, how in the world are you nervous when you are on camera every single week in front of the world, or whoever wants to tune in? How in the world are you nervous? Because let me tell you, here's the thing. The thing is, although I'm on this show, I am. Hey, Jackie, girl, I love you. Although I'm on this show, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Although I'm on this show, although I'm hostess on this show, nevertheless, that's in so I am showcasing guests. You feel me? So technically, I'm like just guiding them to the starlight, star bright. Won't you see my guest tonight? You know, I'm nervous, and this is my very first one. So y'all know that the past three books, I purposely was trying to shun away from doing a book signing. That's why this fourth one, my mom was like, "This is what you're doing," and there's that. Can I have a representative? No. All right. Well, that was a good one while it lasted, I guess. Okay, yeah, I'm nervous, so I'm gonna need y'all to say a little prayer for you, please, because I'm nervous in the mug. Oh my gosh, I don't like to be center of attention. Y'all don't even understand. My heart's already beating. It's only Thursday. Ah, help me, Father. Help me, Father. Help, 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 help. Okay. I'm gonna be good though. Y'all pray for me and I'll pray for you. And we gonna pray that the Lord keeps us. All right, so let's get into our next guest. My next guest, let me tell y'all, she watches my show every week. And I don't know how we connected, but we connected and we friends. And so I officially met her, like officially met her 15 minutes before the show. But she been rocking with me. Like, I love her. And I can't wait to talk to her more and hear about her story, because we're talking a little bit behind the scenes, and I'm excited to like hear in depth what she went through, like her journey in life, and also like what she up to now, because she a whole business owner. You feel me? This is what we do, and her name is dope. That's just point blank in the period. Okay, her name is super dope. Are y'all ready? Cherish, come on out. Come on out. What?
Hey everybody.
Hey, what up, girl?
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for gracing the stage. I definitely appreciate it. Listen, I asked you once and you was like, I'm in there. I'm in there. No questions asked. Let's get it.
And it was funny because I didn't even have to ask God what I was doing. Usually I'm like, God, what am I doing this?
Because that's how he be working. That's how he be working. Okay, so for the people in the back, can you tell us where you're from and the name of your medical condition or disability?
Okay. Well, I am from Evansville, Indiana originally, but I reside in El Paso, Texas. It's hot, and I've seen some weird things since I've been here. Like I have never seen a Chihuahua and a pit bull ride together.
Crazy. What in the what?
But yeah, so my condition is hydrocephalus, which means the tissue grows outside the bone and the bone doesn't grow in my brain. Um, and I have had four multiple brain surgeries and an eye surgery.
What?
Yeah.
For God. Okay, yeah, we definitely got to delve into it, because my one don't even compare. All right, so let's get into this whole situation. So can you start off? Let's start from the beginning. Like, what happened? How did this all stem?
So before I was born, they found the fact that I didn't have the bone that keeps the soft spot in the
Hmm.
soft, cushy part of your brain. And so they told my mom that if I was to survive, that I would be legally blind and in a wheelchair,
Wow.
never to be able to walk, never be able to talk. And they told her that she should have an abortion because I wouldn't have quality of life. And she told them no.
Period.
Period.com. And so she was supposed to be induced or whatever, have the whatever termination, whatever.
Yeah.
And she told them to give her a couple days. And she went to church and she actually found my name written across the book.
That was God.
Yep.
That was
And so I had my first surgery the day after I was born to remove the encephalocele, the seal around your brain.
yeah.
And they had to place a tube that runs from my brain into my stomach to flush the fluid from my brain because it was free fluid. And so if they wouldn't have not if they wouldn't have not done that, I would have fluid on my brain, and my brain would look like a watermelon.
Wow. So you came out and you immediately had to have surgery. That
Mm,
wow.
yeah. And then I
Wow.
turned around a year or two later and had my second surgery. And then in between that, I had to have an eye surgery to remove the stagnance and the stigmatism.
And you're so were you considered blind at that
I'm
stage?
I'm legally legally
Listen, because I was messing up words too, so it's all good.
I'm legally blind in one eye.
Really?
And usually with MPH is actually MPH is what they the short layman's term.
Yeah.
You literally will basically are supposed after quite a while you lose pretty much all mobility from your hands and feet, and you like lose everything. I'm at the stage where I have um a vitamin deficiency disorder, so I've lost pretty much a lot of my bone density in my legs.
Really? So with that, what are some of the things that you have to like deal with? Do your legs get tired? Do they get weak? Do they break easily?
Um, when I first got that, when I they first found it, they couldn't figure out what it was. They thought it was between arthritis and fibromyalgia.
Hmm.
They didn't detect it until I had all my blood work done, and because they kept popping and it was really loud, like Rice Krispie treats.
Wow.
And I had to go to physical therapy, and physical therapy wasn't helping. So they put me on a bunch of medication. But before that, like it was just I started way before that having seizures. I would have seizures multiple times a day. I am seizure
Really?
free. About my last one was in 2013.
Wow. That's amazing. First of all, thank you, God. You're doing your good work because seizures are no joke, and that's only a part of everything else you're dealing with.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a lot. So for you, at what age? What's the question I'm trying to ask? Okay, so at what age were you at the knowledge of understanding like what was going on, what everything you're dealing with?
I was 9 years old and I was on my way to Indianapolis, Indiana to have my third surgery. I was only in the third grade at the time, and we were getting ready to leave. And I haven't talked about this in a long time, so I may cry.
It's
But
okay.
my grandma and my mom were standing in the kitchen, and I remember looking up at both of them and telling them that I wasn't gonna die because God had a plan for my life.
I love that. I love that. That's so deep. And I'm gonna tell you, oh man, you about to make me cry too. I can relate to that because I was 9 years old when everything, all the medical situations happened with me. And I remember like I I couldn't fathom leaving this earth. Like I just knew there was more to me. And I knew that God was going to use me in some type of way. And so I can literally relate to 9 years old. I can relate to that. And that's stuck with me. That's deep. Man, that's powerful. I love that. I love that so so much.
And the
Um,
sad part about it was I had to have another surgery in between there because the doctor botched my surgery.
how?
Um, I was having fluid malfunctions, and he went in and purposely kind of rigged the surgery. And so I started having seizures like really bad. And it wasn't until because I have a VP shunt, and it moves. Like it sits on part of my brain, but it also moves. But it was moving to where I was losing peripheral vision. And so
Wow.
I called, and he realized he thought I was actually deceased. All these years he had thought I was deceased. And I called to ask what I should do, if I should go to a new primary neurologist, or should I go straight to Indianapolis. And as soon as he found out that I was on the other end of the phone, he gave his resignation and quit.
Really? Because he knew that he didn't do right.
Hmm.
Wow. What a way to be exposed. You thought I was dead. Ha! Joke's
I'm
on you.
back.
Okay, I'm back. What up there, Doc? What? That's crazy. So, for you dealing with all this stuff at a young age, what was life like? Like, did you have the normalcy of going to school? Like, what was life like for you?
There was no normalcy to my life for quite a while.
Hmm.
I don't know why I'm about to cry,
It's
but
okay. Cry, girl.
for a long time, I battled with secret depression. I never knew what depression was until this last year. I didn't know how hard it was. I
Hmm.
was emotionally abused in school for being different. I had a paraprofessional, a disability director tell my mom that I was going to be dumb for the rest of my life and that I should just drop out. This was before my freshman year of high school. I was going to be becoming into freshman year, and she told me, looked directly at me as she's talking to my mom, and she said, "Well, she's gonna be dumb for the rest of her life. She should just drop out of school and live off you for the rest of her life." I stood up. I pushed my chair in. I looked at her and I said, "Well, you don't know who I'll be in 4 years from now. And you don't know what God can do with me and for me." I said, "And maybe I'll be your boss one day."
Period.
And I got up and I left.
Period.
And she got fired.
Wow. Yeah, because that is definitely discrimination.
And right after that, I began to hate the person that I was. Um,
Mm.
I battled for a long time with trying to find my value and worth. It wasn't until this year, after hitting rock bottom for the third time, that I decided, you know what? Nobody else can heal for me. So I'm going to reveal and heal, because you can't continue to throw salt on wounds that you keep opening.
Right. Oh, that's
And
good.
so, um, August of this last year, um, I was like, you know what? Alcohol is not my best friend anymore. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm only 28 years old, but I started drinking at the age of 21 just to numb my pain because I didn't want to
Yeah.
feel the pain. I was
Yeah.
in pain every day from mental battles to physical, you know, and I used alcohol to cope. And then not only was I coping from my brain condition, but I was raped uh, at a very young age, and I didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't tell my mom till the end of 2020.
Wow.
So that was 12 years.
Wow.
But
Oh my gosh.
that is how the Warrior and Me podcast came about.
Period.
Period.
Period. Oh my gosh. My heart goes out because one, thank you for sharing. It's not easy, and I don't ever want to take it lightly anyone that shares their story because it is a moment, and it's very 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 vulnerable to share the weakness of you nationally, well, however many people see it, whatever the case may be. um it's very hard, and it's real, you know what I'm saying, like it's real, because for you, not only did you deal with a physical disability, you dealt with an invisible disability that nobody even knew that you were dealing with depression, because people do not know how to close their mouths.
Nope. I just tell them now when I have my episodes because I'm in the stages of being able to talk about when I have my uppers and my downers, and there's some
Hmm.
days that I can't put it in words, and I have those behind the scene critics, and they talk about me, and I'm like, you know what? Just take it up with Jesus. Ask him what he thinks about me now.
Period. That's it. And I'm glad that you brought that up because I want to know from your perspective and how you live your life. Like what made you at what point, I'm sorry, um, made you want to get closer to God dealing with all this stuff?
Mm. Um, I've always known God since I was little. I actually, to be honest, I went atheist for a whole year.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah, for a whole year. Um, and I don't take that like I try to not use that as an icebreaker when I talk to people because of my ministry status now. But
Yeah.
um, when I was going through what I was going through, I started having flashbacks of what happened to me. Um, and I started going through night terrors. And I asked God, why, after going through brain surgery, why, after going through rape, did you allow me to still be here? I told God he could kill me. I told God to
Wow.
take me out because I didn't want to wear the residual residue of pain and the rape and being ostracized for being different. But now I tell people, in my inability is God's possibility.
That is so good. Oh my gosh. Wait, you guys say that again. You guys
In
say
my
that again.
in my inability is God's possibility.
In my inability is God's possibility. Cherish. That was amazing.
And
What?
so this year I decided that I was gonna find who Cherish was because for a long time I was living off of everybody's, praise about who I was. And people would tell me all the time that they love me and that they support me. But I'm like, why do you love somebody that's broken, busted, and disgusted? And I had to take a healing journey. I had to sit with myself. On those
Yeah.
days, I told people, I finally made a post and I said, you know what? Don't allow me to ask you for help. I need to figure it out on my own. So I got a therapist. The first therapist didn't work. And it's something when God ordains a therapist to come in your life, it's okay to have a therapist in Jesus. I'm gonna throw
It's
it out there.
okay to have a therapist in Jesus, okay? Jesus in therapy.
Um,
Jesus in therapy.
I met Charlo Jordan, who's he is amazing. God sent, he's one of my destiny pushers. Get you a destiny pusher. Get you several destiny pushers.
Ma'am, you are preaching on today.
Um, because I was at a place where I didn't even want to get out of bed. I literally, when I tell you, I literally confined myself to my bedroom. I literally locked myself in my bedroom for a whole month and a half.
Wow.
I hit to a point where I could hide it really well because I'm hefty. I started starving myself. Um, and my family doesn't know this, but I was a secret cutter for years. Now they do. Hi.
Right. Hey y'all. By the
And
way.
then I met an amazing lady well, it's not by accident when God does what he does, but
Period.
I say it was accident because I wasn't supposed to be there that day. But January Teague is a life coach at Queens Peaks. And you can find her on Facebook. And she was doing a business seminar, and I was listening to her talk and tell her story, and all I could do is pray for me. I was going through one of my depression mania episodes where
Mm-hmm.
I have trichotillomania, and that's where you hair pull. And I was hair pulling, and like literally I would pull so hard that I would pull from my scalp. And I said in the thing, they were asking if anybody needed encouragement or prayer, and all I can remember saying was, "Please pray for me. I don't want to be here anymore."
Wow.
And she reached out to me 24 hours later and she said, well, I usually charge $150, but God told me to give you sessions. They were supposed to be 7 sessions, but I'm up to like 9.
Let's go. Let's go. God heard you. Wow. From a post. And the dope thing that God does is your comment was a regular comment because
Hmm.
everybody else is commenting, but yet she saw your comment and she reached out to you. Come on, God. He put that joint in the forefront.
Yep.
Wow. That is amazing. And I love the fact that you push therapy, because I don't know why us don't like therapy. Like, I don't know why it's such a stigma, like, that therapy is horrible, and it's really not. I believe in therapy. If you need it, you need it. It just
I
is what it is.
when I first started going to therapy, I realized that I was toxic to my own environment. I was
Mm-hmm.
my toxic behavior. And when it came to me lashing out at people that were trying to help me,
Mm-hmm.
I because I'm so much of a giver and so much of a compassionate heart,
Yeah.
I felt bad when I would lash out and tell people that I hated them and that I wish that I wasn't here. But it was hard because my mom was the first person I ever lashed out at. And she was the
Mm,
one that laid by my bedside watching me fight for my life.
yeah.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah.
And when I almost lost her, my world spent.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my world spent because she was going through right around the time I had my last surgery. She was going through her own battles, and when I would get picked on, I wouldn't talk about it to her. And there was one particular Sunday that I went to church,
Mm-hmm.
and I love church, I love God, and I love His people. Even though sometimes I want to be like Jesus, take the wheel, the whole car, and the bus.
Take it all.
And I had a pastor tell me that God couldn't use somebody like me.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up calling my mom because I asked because I was really fighting then to stay alive. And they called my mom and told her that I tried to unalive myself at church, which I didn't. I had reached out for help because I felt I was at that point. And it was then I began that journey of fighting for me. I didn't know
Yeah.
why I was fighting. I didn't want to fight, but God started downloading what now is worship, walking, and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
All these years later.
It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. Okay, so I definitely, because people are dealing with depression, and people are dealing with depression, I feel like, more so with dealing with disabilities, because it's hard living this life. Like,
It
it is not easy
is.
fighting every day when you weren't asked to have a disability or medical condition. It was just it was gifted to us. And I'm
Like,
gonna call it a gift,
right.
because my weakness is his strength. So um
Absolutely.
it's hard, right? So for you, dealing with depression, a lot of people deal with it. What are some of the things that helped you kind of get out of depression, knowing that your disability is not leaving?
Well, um, I got a therapist and Jesus and a life coach, but
That's
I
good.
sing.
Mm. What? Okay, so I gotta put you on the spot. You gotta sing a ballad. You gotta sing a 8 count or something.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and lone for heaven and home when Jesus is? Sorry, I'm kind of hoarse because
That's
I've
all
been
right.
sick. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free.
You better sing, Cherish. Go sing, mother. Yes.
His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me.
I love it. Yes. Tanya, I see I love you. Come
I know
on.
I know
Listen,
your comments are going nuts. They're going bananas.
they are. They are. They're going crazy right now. Thank you for singing. Thank you for being put on the spot. I appreciate that. So for singing, for you, how did singing like help?
Because I began to start writing. I'm also a writer.
Come on, girl.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I have a couple books on WhatsApp WhatsApp, not WhatsApp.
Okay.
Um, and so I began to write, and as I began to write heart letters to God,
That's good.
and I began to. The last official one that I wrote was "Broken Beautiful Disaster"
Wow, I love the title.
because I was a broken beautiful disaster.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find my value. I couldn't find my worth, and I just wanted my pain to end. And
Yeah.
nobody understood what I was going through. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna cry, Jesus.
It's okay if you cry. It's all
Um,
good.
and so I shared it with my therapist, and he was like, what are you doing with your life?
Mm.
He's like, people need to hear your story. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear my story. It was actually because of him that I began to publicly tell my story about the rape and about the brain condition. And so I'm only a year in.
Listen, I love it though, but the fact that you're in and the fact that you're able and you're comfortable now with your therapist to share what you're dealing with, that is a testimony. And at the end of the day, you giving God his credit. You feel me? Like you never know who you're reaching, and you're reaching a lot of people. Even on this platform, with you sharing your story and you open it up even more, you're reaching a lot of these comments are going crazy. I mean, prime example. These comments are going crazy. All because of what you're sharing and the vulnerability side and the real of what we
And that's
deal
what I
with
tell
for real.
and that's what I tell people because I don't want nobody to tell my story for me. All my life people have told my story and they don't get it right.
Never get it
Because
right.
I win at the because Jesus wins in the end. But no, because I feel like there's so many people who are in the situation that I was in, where they didn't have a voice to tell.
Hi, September. I love
Hi, Miss September. See, okay, that is one of the women that helped save my life.
you. I love her.
She was on a round table. I'm not gonna.
You could cry. You could cry. Because this is real life. This is real
She was
life.
one of the women I called the night after I told my mom, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to be here, and I called her and I said, "What do I do?" And she reminded me that I was a that I was loved
Wow.
and that I was.
Wow. I love that.
She
September,
met me
thank
at
you.
a very broken place.
Yeah.
And if well, she's obviously listening, duh. I want to tell her that I am so sorry for projectiling my venom of nasty behavior.
It's all good. It's all good.
Uh,
It's
crying
all
is good.
good.
Crying is good for the soul.
It is. It is. It really is. And you need it. Like it's okay. It's okay to cry. It is.
Yes, I am a queen, and I'll accept that.
Period. September,
Period.
thank you. Thank you, September. We definitely appreciate you. And you
Mm.
already know I love you. So inspirational. So inspirational. I love it. And I'm so grateful that she was there at that moment when you really needed her to encourage you and
She's
remind you.
actually supposed to hear my story, so she gets to hear it up front and
Come
personal.
on. Come on.
And so, now that I'm gonna regroup myself and get myself together, Jesus, uh, uh, man, when I actually, cause I was in her program for a little while.
Yeah.
She is actually part of one of the reasons I decided to heal and reveal
Hmm.
because of their motto that they have with her program. And I I was very venom toxic when I was in her program.
Hmm.
And I was in the middle of revealing my broken pieces. But how many know that when you're broken, God can use you at your best, even when you're at your worst?
That's it. He gets the best out of you when you're broken because he gets all the glory. You can't do it yourself.
When you break a vase, okay, I started this new thing called mosaic art,
Hmm.
smash art. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah.
If you ain't smashed a couple plates in your life, go do it. It's fun.
Go do it.
But I learned that there's jagged pieces, and those jagged pieces you make beautiful works of art.
Yeah.
I'm a jagged edge person, so
Period. Me too, girl. Me too. We all jagged edges, okay? I love that. I love the vulnerability. I love your testimony. I think this is amazing, and I feel like this is so needed. And since we're on it, we got to get into the WWW.
worship walking and waiting. Um, so worship walking and waiting was actually birthed um, because everybody kept telling me how much of a prayer warrior I was and how much I shifted the atmosphere when I prayed.
Hmm.
Um, and I began to minister in my own jagged, funky way.
Hmm.
And he told me to worship, he told me to walk, and he told me to wait. And I'm like, God, what am I worship? I can worship. I hadn't worshiped, like for real worshiped, in quite a while after being told that God couldn't use somebody like me because
Hmm.
I was defective and that I couldn't be in a place of worship. I'm going to put it that way, being kind, because I'm not bashing anyone because we're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Um, and he told me to worship, he told me to walk, and he told me to wait. And I'm like, God, what am I walking and what am I waiting on? And so I began to worship, and
Hmm.
my worship became my lifestyle. My worship became my medicine. Because if you don't heal and reveal, you stick yourself in a spiritual isolation.
Right. That's good.
And it ain't nobody's fault but your own. Just putting that out there, not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's your own fault. Because you have the opportunity. And for a long time, I pushed people away that God sent me because of hurt and rejection.
Yeah.
And He told me to worship, He told me to walk my way out of it. And I was like, okay, God, well, maybe somebody else. It really originated for women because, I wanted to share with with the women what I went through. And
Hmm.
so I began to minister to other women, not realizing that I was ministering to them.
Yeah.
And so I started doing my first assignment was what was in your basket? What are you carrying? And
Mm.
that God, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the
Yeah.
plans I have for you. And he asked me to ask them what was in your basket. And did you realize that there was a hole in your basket?
Ooh.
And what that meant was we carry so much because we are broken and you know, we want everybody to say, we're okay
Yeah.
because we don't want to reveal what's on the inside, the venom that's on the inside because we feel like that it's nobody else's fault that we got here.
Hmm.
And so he had me show them literally pick up a basket. I had beads at the time.
Hmm.
And he told me, he said, ask them what's in their basket and why they won't hand it over. I've got
Mm.
you've got both hands and they're full. So why won't you hand it to me? Because I
Yeah.
told you I will supply every one of your needs.
That's good.
God. And he told me, he said, your basket has a hole in it and you're dropping things along the way and the enemy is using them as darts. When the
Mm.
enemy hits us, the weapon will form, but it won't prosper. And they hurt though,
They hurt, but they're not about to prosper.
but they're not about to prosper.
Oh, that's good.
But we don't realize that we are weapons. We are weapons of emotional destruction.
Hmm.
Casualties we use with our tongue. We make
Yeah.
casualties when we spew the hurt and the venom that we have on the inside of us because we refuse to heal. And for a long
Right.
time, I refused to heal. And so every time somebody got close to me, I would be okay. I would show them the side of me, the worshiper, the writer, the business owner. But then they would hit that spot where they would talk about the hurt and the rejection and the pain. and I would get nasty. I, I would spew that hate, and God was like, no,
Mm,
you need to worship, you need to walk, and you need to wait.
that's
And I'm
good.
like, God, I can't wait. I pray for patience, Lord. Y'all, when y'all pray for patience, make sure you're listening because oh, there's a lot of tribulations in patience. And
When you ask for patience, he will test you on patience.
let me tell you, when I told God I needed patience, He told me, He said, "You're not Jonah. Get out the belly of the whale. You're having a Jonah experience."
Period. Woo. Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. I love what you're doing. Like I really, really love it. I love it so, so much. And I think that this is the beginning of something really major. And I feel like it's really needed. Not just for the people that have disabilities, but for women.
Women,
Because we battle with a lot that are unspoken that we don't talk about. And I love that you're vulnerable and you're open enough to share what you deal with because there are people that will see that there's a commonality. They're not by themselves. And I definitely appreciate that. Please tell everybody where they can find you. Like, where can they follow you? Everything.
you can find me on Facebook at Cherish. First, you can actually find me on Worship Walking and Waiting on Facebook. Cherish One Life to Live, which is my business.
Period.
Or you can email me if you want to get in contact at Cherish Ellison 318 at gmail.com. And then if you want, I can put at the end of the show, I'll email you my phone number and you can put it in the chat.
I love that. Gabe, can you put that up there? Thank you. Gabe, you're on it. And I appreciate you because you a real one. Because you be listening. Thank you, Gabe. I definitely appreciate that. Everyone, I need everyone to follow Cherish because what she's doing is amazing and we want to support her. You already know I follow you on everything.
You
So
do.
I'm in there. I swimwear. I get the notifications. And I can't wait until also the podcast.
The Warrior in Me you can find on Anchor and Spotify.
Period.
Period.
Y'all go to Anchor and Spotify. God is not through with you. Thank you, Grandma, he's not. He's not through her.
No,
Okay.
he's just me and God are homies, and he revealed that to me today. Uh,
Period.
man,
Period. I love that. Cherish, thank you so, so much again for gracing the stage. I definitely don't appreciate it. I mean, I definitely don't take it for granted and I appreciate it. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for sharing a sensitive, tender side of you. And thank you for also encouraging not only people with disabilities, but the women and everyone that is watching on how God is dope. Like, that's the homie.
he's the homie.
He the homie. That's it. That's
He's the
all.
homie that won't never leave.
He's he's the homie that won't ever leave. He's like, nah, G, I ain't going nowhere. What you thought
He's
this
a,
was?
he's the living water that never runs dry.
Never.
He
Never.
quenches thirst.
That's why I ain't never thirsty. Cause I go straight to his source. You feel me?
And
I
that
go
teach.
straight to his source. Yo, thank you again so so much for gracing the stage. Gabe's gonna put you in the bag. We gonna end the show. And then you already know how we do. You already know how we do.
Bye, guys. Thank
Love
you.
you.
Love you.
Yeah. And again, I told y'all, why is my face halfway off of the screen? What? I told y'all that this episode was gonna be dope. And I hope y'all get it because every episode is dope because my guests are dope. Cherish, that's my dog. Wasn't her story amazing? Like the story behind what she deals with, what she goes through is powerful and how she breaks the stigma beyond her condition. And that's what this show is about. She literally showed y'all that. Like, what? Come on now. I love you, Nia. Thank you. Thank you for being a guest on the show and thank you for watching. Cause you're a real one too, because your story is powerful too. Y'all better watch her episode. Watch her episode. It's on this. It's on this series. Watch it. Period. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for listening. Thank y'all. I definitely don't take it lightly. I'm gonna say it every single episode because you don't have to do it. And that's it. That's all. All right. So let's get into the church announcement. Church announcements are next Thursday. We in there. Y'all know. Y'all know how we do it. Next Thursday is going to be another dope guest. So tune in. We on y'all should know by now. Y'all should get the flow. We on Thursdays now at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Now I know, Mom Sonia, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Now I know Mountain Time is an hour after me. So 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern. There we go. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm international. Okay, international. That's it. That's all. Also, if you have a disability or medical condition, or you are a essential caregiver and you want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. You already know if you got a paper cut, if your elbow burning, go and get some Neosporin, go and get some hydrocortisone, and go on about your business. We need some real people that are dealing with real stuff. You feel me? Okay, cool. So if you want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Reach out to me. Let me know. You already know I don't want to know your story ahead of time. But if you have a medical condition or disability and you want to be on the show, y'all know how we get down. Holla at me. Let me know. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, thank you guys for rocking with us, sister. I appreciate it. I love y'all till the wheels fall off. And then if they fall off, we're gonna put it back on. And I'm gonna love y'all some more. Next Thursday, we in there. Don't log off. Because y'all know, y'all got to look at the sponsors. Gabe, you know what to do. Get me out of here. Love you.